Police described how a gang, the Latin King Goonies, allegedly brutalized a 17-year-old new member after they believed he had sex with a 30-year-old man. 9 young men, ages 16 to 23, are suspected of sodomizing, assaulting, robbing, and imprisoning 2 victims.
It's sad that a big tragedy like this happened on this spot. And that's why it has brought a lot of media attention. It's brought a lot of political attention. And I hope we don't use this to gain, but we use it to give blessings, that this is not acceptable. And that we have to reach out as a Chamber of Commerce. We have to give accountability to the banks, that why, if they're taking these properties away from owners or foreclosure, and then yet they're not doing anything, and it gives the gangs and it gives kids that are doing nothing in the street to get into these homes, these solitary, empty homes, and God knows what they do in them, or the drugs, and you're giving them open door for the drug dealers to take their drugs and sell them in there, or the drug dealers to take their drugs. This is not acceptable. And I hope that every religious leader, they really are follower from God for whatever your faith is. My faith is Jesus Christ. That's the one that touched my heart when I was 15 years old. In fact, when I was younger. But a lot of you are your Buddhas and whatever religion. I accept it. I respect it. If it makes you a better man and a better woman, and it helps you to get closer to God, then my hat goes out to you. Because we are here to build a community, to love one another, and that is what we're lacking. Rev Carmen Hernandez, and I am the president founder of the first ever gay lesbian Chamber of Commerce in New York City, NYC LGBT Chamber of Commerce. And also the founder, through the Chamber of Commerce, the LGBTQS United As One. We help small businesses, LGBT and straight, because we have a lot of straight businesses, help them to develop their business or how to start the business. I knew that the business and community work together, because if without the businesses, we won't have a community. And I think today is the message that we're going to say we're not going to be behind. We're going to head up like all the other boroughs that are doing their thing, getting their voice heard. And I think today is the breakthrough for every organization to get respect, because there's a lot of LGBT organizations and businesses that are doing a fabulous job here in the Bronx to educate. And we're fighting religion, we're fighting ignorance, we're fighting with people that they think they know God. And God don't need favors. He just needs you to do his job, which is love people. Jesus said it, I only leave you, he said, forget about the 10 commandments. He said it, do just 2 things. Love God with all your heart and with all your soul, with all your might. And second, love others as yourself. Now I ask, do you love yourself enough that you're gonna love the next person? Because when you hurt another person, remember you're hurting yourself. How would you like if somebody hurt you?
Gay, straight, black, white, same struggle, same fight.
Today is a purpose because of the incident that happened in Osborne. The incident that we have young people killing themselves because they're not being accepted who they are. The reason we are here because a young man threw himself out of the Washington Bridge because certain people invaded his privacy, and then to find out that it was not even shown yet, and because of panic, this kid wasted, threw his life out because of fear, and this is not going to be tolerated. We have to respect, whether we're gay or not, we have to respect each other, and it's a lot of things that shouldn't be happening in this time, 2010. I understand 1960, 1970 probably, but now 2010 is like we're going way backwards than just going forward. We're lacking to care. We're lacking that. I remember when I lived in Willis Avenue, I graduated Berger Alexander 139. And I remember living in 139th Street, living in 140th Street, 141st. Let me tell my mother move every year. And when my community back then, los Latinos, los Puertorriqueños, they used to look out for each other. And gay and lesbian was acceptable in those times. I remember because my neighbor was Patsy. I remember her, a transgender, woman full of energy and love y bochinche. Because we like that, right? Latino like bochinche. whether you're gay or not, what gives you the right to hurt another human being is beyond my mind or my belief. And when I sit there and then that's happening, then what really hurt my heart is the young people. How cannot they think that there is not hope, and they suicide from 13 to 18, 19. It's just unacceptable. And I know how they feel because I was young and I wanted to commit suicide. So this is home. This is because I live it. And I know their pain. And as a minister, that God called me to serve the young people. This is my duty. This is when I put my outfit that God has gave me the honor and privilege to serve. It's not easy, but we must do what we can and the resource that God gave us to unite the people, because these are young people and parents. You need to take care of your child. You gave birth 9 months. How you going to throw them in the street? Because we got a lot of homeless kids that their parents throw them because of their faith, their religion. Faith is not that. Faith is love. Faith is believing things that you see that's not going to be, that's going to happen. Love, Jesus said 2 things. Love, forget about the 10 commandments, he said. Just two. Love me, love God with all thy heart and soul and all thy might. Number 2, love others as you love yourself. How much you love yourself that you are going to love the next person, whether your neighbor, anybody. Are you really loving yourself? And I think people that do that don't love themselves.
From Mexico to Brazil, from Turkey to Italy, from Kenya to Indonesia, from Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, all over the world, and especially right here in our own city and neighborhood. Our relatives and our friends, precious human beings, children of God, are being murdered just for being themselves. Let us be silent for a moment.
There is an amount of hate crimes in our neighborhood. The recent, crimes perpetrated by the group of young people in our community against others. It is really a very sad time in our community, and we need to witness, and we need to really do something to stop all this violence that is going, especially with another fellow human being who have no reason to be hated except for being themselves. And as a pastor, as a Christian, I believe that is I am called to love my neighbor. I'm called to love others and to treat others with the same respect that I want to be treated. And when the circumstances around me challenged my witness and my calling to love others, I have to protest and I have to stand against anything that tries to impede my witness and my call to love everyone as a human being.
I condemn those who, in the name of Christ, foster distrust, prejudice, and disrespect unto other people. The universal principle in all religion is that of love, and that we love each other, that we love our neighbors, and that we treat each other the same way that we want to be treated. I invite you today and the whole community to rise above evil, to show that you have love within yourselves and that you are a true and better human being because you love your neighbor, because you love everyone. Let us pray.